Hey guys, welcome to another everyday makeup drawer and testing new makeup drawers. If you guys are unfamiliar to these videos, I always go through all of my testing new makeup stuff that I'm going to do for the month that's upcoming, and then I replenish everything from my everyday makeup drawers. I usually start with the testing new makeup. I've kind of decided that I like to do it that way. I replenish this with things that I've purchased that I just haven't gotten to, and I also swatch everything for you guys. We do a short shop my stash portion when we refill this stuff, but I show you what's in here. I give you my thoughts on like how I felt about its performance during the month. We do usually like small little declutters. There's usually things that I've tested that I'm like, okay, it's time to go. I'm just not enjoying it, and I'm trying to be really good about doing that in my collection, just not using things to use things. I'm not great about that for like hair care and skincare products, but I'm definitely getting that way for makeup. So let's hop into it, you guys. We're gonna start off with this side for the testing new makeup drawers. So I'll show you everything that I already have in here. This is the stuff that's like flowed from the previous month, from September. So I still have the Sheeta makeup. This is that liner that's like a powder that comes on a thing and you're supposed to close your eyes, and you know, I just have not had a moment like long enough to test this product. I've just been getting ready in the morning. Today it's the weekend and I'm literally not wearing any makeup. Also really didn't have time to put on makeup this morning. Took my little puppy to the vet, went over to my grandmother's house, had to help her with some baseboards just to like finish a project after her floors got redone, so we put those on. Anyway, the point is I'm just like rushing. It's just been a month of rush. So I haven't tested this any more than the one time. You know, I don't know that I love it. It's a powder. I just don't know how I feel about it. You know, it's not like it's gonna stay like a super long time, but because it's not a liquid, it's not irritating the eyes. That's all I got so far. I think maybe I'm not excited about it, you know, after testing it the one time. I still have this from Ipsy, Illuminati. This is one of their multi-chrome eyeliners. You know, I have a lot of these in my collection from Moira and ColourPop, and typically I really do enjoy these multi-chromes, but guys, I have not been using like multi-chrome liners lately. I have really not even done like crazy eye looks. Although some people at work probably think they're a little out there, but it's just not been something that I've reached for, although I feel like I would reach for something like this with like a glitter on the eye or something. I went to Ulta and I picked this up, the Forever Hydra Nude from Dior. This is in 1.5N. You know, I love Dior base products, and they came out with what, two new complexion products rather? And I wanted to get this one, but not the other one, because I feel like the other one was like even more lightweight. This is so sheer. There's not a lot of coverage. It's very, very hydrating. It's not a bad product. I don't think that I really should have spent my money on it, because I really don't need new foundations, but I love Dior complexion products. But yeah, I think it was just a little too sheer for me. But I used it just one time, so I want to keep testing it until I get my final thoughts on it. I don't want to use too much coverage, but like when I swatched that on the back of my hand just now, it actually seemed like it was a lot more coverage than when I had it on my face. All right, these 4 blush here are left over from the previous month. I've tested everything else, and this thing was packed between powder, creams, and liquids. This is the only one in the liquids category that I have left. It's the Lunar Beauty Moon Prism Liquid Blush in the shade Fuego Fuchsia. It's just very bright. You know, I also got this on Ipsy, and it was like the last shade that was available, or the only shade. And I'd like to make this work. It's just, oh gosh, look, I mean, it's so pigmented. I'm gonna need hardly any dot to make it work. And I just felt like I didn't have time to work with this product. I needed to move quickly in the mornings. So I haven't reached for this, but I will, hopefully. And I have no more liquids, but I do have some powders and some creams. So let's go over the creams that are left. So from Kiko Milano, this was the Dreamphoria Heaven's Skin Blush in Cosmic Coral. I guess this is from the Dreamphoria collection. I think this is still available. It's a nice cream to powder formula. It's a pretty shade, but it was pretty vibrant. I used a couple of vibrant blushes in September, but that one was a little bit newer. Some of the other ones were a flow over from August that I hadn't tried. So I was trying to get to the older ones first. And then this is Flight 0.70. Never heard of this brand, but I've been seeing it on Ipsy a couple of times. This is one of their Hazy Cheek Cream Blushes in Tenderness. Now this is my second time swatching it, but not using it. It seems nice, like a dewy, very hydrating formula, and a little bit more on the sheer side. And then the Kiko Milano Lumiverse Glow Melt Blush in the shade 01. This came from the Lumiverse collection. Pretty bright, so I feel like that's a reason I kind of stayed away from this one too. It's a nice formula though. So far, I've been enjoying it. It's very like melty, glossy. You can kind of tone down the color, but it's pretty pigmented. So those are the 3 creams that I have left. But I have one more that I want to add to it. So this is the NARS Multi-Stick that's been reformulated in Orgasm Crave. I used this on camera once, so now it's time to throw it in rotation. It's a moussier texture, so it kind of lifted some of the product that was underneath when I applied this. It's a really beautiful shade. It's like the orange to gold that I absolutely love, so I want to keep testing this because the original Multi-Stick I didn't like. I want to like this one. So that's it. Those are the 4 cream blushes I have to test. But we do have some powder, so I'll throw them in this one. So I picked up 3 of the Moira Marvelous Baked blushes. These are new releases for them. I just don't have time to test them on camera, really. So I want to throw them in the Testing New Makeup. You know, I swatched this one, I think, which is a pretty light shade anyway, but it was not pigmented. It was very, very baseless, I think. This one is in the shade Wedding Cake. I mean, it looks gorgeous and it looks shimmery, and this is usually something that I like, but look how baseless it is. It's not much more than a highlighter for me. So I'm a little nervous because a lot of the Moira products lately have been so shimmery, but they haven't been very strongly pigmented. Their Love Spell blushes were like that too. That blush that I purchased now sits in my highlighter drawer. These might be better though. This one in Cinnamon Roll, I kind of wanted a range here, you know, something warmer toned or nude, something pink, and then something orange. So this one would be like warmer toned nude, I guess. Let's hope this one's a little bit more pigmented. I don't know, man. It's awfully highlighter-like. It's just too much, you know? Like it's going to look like a shiny cheek that emphasizes all the texture. I think these are a little intense. I usually like intense, but I think these are like more than that. Okay, Peach Cobbler is the last one. I don't know, this one looks like it might have the most base to it. You know, maybe a lot less of the like gold. Let's see. Ooh, that one's actually pretty. It's got a decent base to that one. You see how it's like less gray than the other two? You know, fortunately, these are really inexpensive. I want to say these are $8, $9 rather. So, you know, even if they don't work, it's not the worst price in the world. So I'll put these 3 powders in here. All right, let's pull in some eye products because that's what I'm calling these. Also from Moira Beauty. So these were their Icy Glow Jelly Sticks. I literally bought all 6 shades and I wanted to try them as like cheek products, and I also wanted to try them as eye products and highlighters, all that stuff. I tested all of these in a video. They're okay, but again, they just lack a lot of base. So this one is in the shade Rosé Pop. See, it's mostly a sparkly highlighter, and it's fine as a sparkly highlighter. They're cooling when they go on. And this icy blue one is in the shade Candy Cloud. There's that one. You know, I think I really do enjoy these more on the eyes. The couple of times that I tested them on the eyes. So what I want to do is put them up here, and that's how I want to use them. This one is in the shade Frosted Caramel, which has like a silver flip, not flip, but like silver reflect. It's really pretty, but it kind of has like a silver base until there goes the lid. You guys, I'm like shoved in the corner. When I drop something, I'm like devastated. I can barely get it. This one right here is in the shade Peach Sour, which was super duper pretty. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Peachy pink with a gold reflect. Now, none of these looked good as blush. As you can kind of imagine, that's like all sparkle, but great for the eyes. These honestly might be something that I use on the eyes because they are a bigger version of the Tower 28 Go-Go Sticks. They feel the same. They almost look the same. Not the same shades. These are way more translucent than the one shade that I got from Tower 28, but they're very similar feeling. They perform similarly. This one is in Sunny Drip. It's a yellow. It's just pretty much a yellow sparkle there. So I think these are going to become single eye products for me. And the last one I did wear on the eyes, Gummy Grape. I wore this in an entire video and a lot of you said that you liked it. I think, I'm pretty sure. I don't know. I enjoyed the look. It was just the one that had the most base, the most reflect. It's almost like a multi-chrome. It's got like a purple base but a blue shift. So yeah, I feel like these are all eye products. So that's how we're gonna test them. I mean, even though I did the grape one on my eyes already, I probably will use it at least one more time in a full day's wear. Okay, I have 2 lip products here. I should have put those in up here when I was going over this stuff, but I forgot. So for Moira, the Starshine Lip Gloss, and this one's in the shade So Sparkle. I feel like this is a new release. I just can't remember. Like maybe it came out a while ago and I wanted to get it, but there wasn't enough things that I wanted from Moira at the time, so I didn't place the order. But I love a shimmery lip gloss. Oh my gosh, so pretty. Oh wow. Wow, wow, wow. You can really see the sparkles in this. It's like a purpley pink with blue reflect. If you guys have heard me talk about sparkles, the blue reflect on a pink is not sparkles, but sparkly lip gloss. That is my absolute favorite. And when I was in Ulta, one Ulta that has a Pat McGrath display, the Lust Gloss in Bronze Divinity. You know, I love these. I really do. And I think I was like sparkly lipping it that day and I was like swatching things. So I had to pick this up. I've had these mini Opulus glosses before and they were some of my favorite. I think they're more sparkly than this one is. But Pat McGrath, I have to say, does a sparkly lip gloss like some of the best. Really, really, truly. It's like a red in bronze. It's really pretty. Maybe not the most flattering shade on my lips, but it was the prettiest one that I swatched of like the 3 that they had in stock. So those are the only 2 lip products. That's it. Let's move on to a box that I purchased. I'm going to do something a little bit differently. This month, I got a ton of stuff from Ipsy. And there are some makeup items in here. Not a ton. It's mostly like skincare. But I figured we could go through it together on camera. This Dr. Jart mask is like taking up the whole box. But there are 2 makeup products in here that we'll throw in there. But I just figured we'll go over everything in here. Like we might as well. I thought it would be fun. I have realized I absolutely love going to Ipsy for my skincare products. They're affordable. They're usually things that I can like navigate through and things that I know that I would easily pay full price for. I've been trying not to like get brands that I just don't know, you know? So anyway, the Ceramide Cream Infused Mask from Dr. Jart. I want to say this was like literally $5, where I feel like this can be pretty expensive. You know, it's Dr. Jart. Sorry, the Ceramidin Cream Infused Mask. I just like a boost of hydration and I had 2 masks left. So I just saw that and it was cheap. Then from Pixi, it's the In Shower Steam Facial. This was also pretty affordable. The reason that I'm getting this now and also this from Fenty, which by the way, I've used the Cherry something face wash before and I really enjoy it. This is the Cherry Dub Superfine Facial Scrub. Now, the reason that I picked both of these up is because I have been using masks and like in shower scrubs every other day, essentially every other day. Sometimes a little less than that, but I've been doing it pretty frequently. I mean, for the last like month, 2 months, I have been doing it in that kind of cadence. So these are products that I'm reaching for, and I had a couple of in shower masks and there's like 2 testers left. That's basically what I have. And I was like, well, you know what? I think that I prefer doing it this way instead of like re-washing my face at the sink when I'm gonna take a shower. So anyway, it's so silly that I was doing it like that way for so long when I used to only wash my face in the shower. But now I think that I prefer to do it and I like a daily scrub. I think that's actually really nice. I've just been enjoying doing it that way. So I got both of these and these were really affordable. Like the Fenty one, I want to say retails for like $24 or something like that. It was like less than half off. So I don't know. As long as I get to these pretty quickly, the stuff from Ipsy has not turned bad on me or anything. I'm not ready to pull those in yet, but I told you I only had those 2 testers left. Okay, I picked up the Lancer, the Method Polish. This is for normal to combo skin, and this is a daily exfoliating skin polish. It's got quartz crystals, pumpkin, and pomegranate enzymes. So it's a daily scrub essentially. And because I have combo skin, I thought that this would be really nice. So this will also be something that I can use like in the shower as well. Now here is one that I am not familiar with, but it was very affordable. It's from Yours. It's the I Love You eye serum. And I was getting really low on eye serums and I have not re-upped on my favorite, the Saturday Skin eye creams. They're kind of hard to get sometimes because on their website, they're often sold out. Plus it's Korean skincare. So I'm trying this. I have no idea what this brand is. Again, I try not to get brands I don't know, but I thought I would give it a shot since it was so affordable. And on the eye cream front, I did pick up some eye creams already from Ipsy like last month, so I don't need a ton more, but I go through tubes like this pretty quickly. And this is an eye serum, but I'll use it on a daily basis twice a day. All right, Bliss. I have never tried anything from Pro Bliss. This one is an AHA, BHA, PHA, so it's a liquid exfoliant. You know, I don't have a ton of exfoliants in my collection. Usually the ones that I get are from advent calendars. They're usually not ones I purchase on my own. But Bliss I feel like is pretty affordable, so I wanted to give this a go. It's 11.8%. Volition I am familiar with. I pretty much have only purchased this on Ipsy, but some of the stuff is okay. I have another Volition serum that I have in my stash right now that I just haven't tested, but this is a retinol eye cream, so I'll give it a go. Again, pretty affordable. This one I'm not familiar with, the Real Retinol Serum. It's supposed to be 2% retinol and retinol derivatives. It's Neogen Dermology. It's made in Korea. So it's real retinol. It says 2%. I'm going through one retinol serum that I have right now. It's the last one that I have. So that was a re-up. For whatever reason, I purchased the Murad Vita C glycolic serum and they sent 2. I'm out of vitamin C's, or I have like 1 left. You guys, I go through skincare so frequently. I mean, you don't need a lot, but still these little testers, they go pretty quickly, especially when you're using them twice a day. So anyway, they sent 2 and I only bought 1, unless it was like a 2-pack and I just didn't notice. But they might be trying to get rid of them as well too. So anyway, these are just vitamin C glycolic serums. So I like that. These last 2 pretty much the same thing. From Mud Masky, I only bought 1, but they sent 2. I have tried Mud Masky before, and again, just from Ipsy. The Melting Mud Cleansing Mask, gentle and creamy, pH balance. So this is going to be an in-shower cleanser for me as well. And I thought I was just getting 1, and I thought, well, I'll just use a tester, see if I like this particular one. You know, if it's ever like on sale at Ipsy, I can buy it again. Instead of Fenty, which kind of almost never goes on sale. You know, I mean, it does in and out, but I don't know if you can like guarantee that if you liked this, you would find it again on Ipsy. So I thought I would give this a go. Anyway, that's a lot of words. For the first time this year, I was starting to get low on skincare. Okay, let's go through a couple of new fragrances that I got myself. So the Kayali Capri in a Bottle Lemon Sugar. Guys, listen, I went to the store and I smelled this when I was with my grandmother. She was looking for a new fragrance and she likes floral stuff. I do not. I smelled this. It is lemon sugar, freesia, raspberry, vanilla, and musk. This is like my scent in a bottle right here. This was sold out online in the mini size, and then it came back and then it was out of stock again. It like was going in and out and breaking my heart. But when I was in store, she had 1 big bottle left. Well, the 1 large bottle was $100. I was like, no, put it back. I'm good. Trying not to rip the box, but like, I don't know what the point of that is. I'm totally gonna use this. Anyway, this is absolutely fabulous. I sprayed it on my husband just so, because I had like perfume on already. This is amazing. Like, it does not disappoint. It's not too vanilla-y. Oh, it's got that like lemon citrus freshness that is just my thing. But I picked up this little new release from Ellis Brooklyn, the Queen's Caramel. That one is a mini, and then this one is a travel size. You know, I was not expecting this to smell anything other than caramel. So let me read what it has on here. No, this one literally has nothing on the box. Nothing. Anyway, it smells like vanilla, and I was expecting it to smell caramelly. You know, which is not as sweet in my personal opinion as vanilla is. Vanilla definitely has a sweeter, like even if you're using flavoring, it's definitely sweeter than caramel. This doesn't smell like caramel. It smells like vanilla in my opinion, but this is again a new release, so I wanted to test it. This one I actually smell in stores. You know, I'm hesitant to buy scents if I haven't smelt them. I thought I'd be okay though. I think this was like 32 bucks, or this one was 32. I don't know. They were relatively priced, and I thought I'll take a chance. The final 2 makeup products that I got from Ipsy that'll go into this testy new makeup is the Beauty Bible from Carly Bible. It is one of her highlighters, and this one's in the shade, I guess it's Bible. Yeah, the Beauty Bible highlighter and Bible. I already swatched it. It is, whew, it's so good. It's like a putty, so it's pretty smooth, pretty intense. I really like this shade. It's that rosy champagne color. Oh, so good. Oh, and I also saw someone swatch that in one of their declutter videos or like collection style videos, and I saw it on Ipsy and I was like, oh my gosh, that's so funny. I've been wanting to try that because that looked absolutely amazing. And then Beauty Creations is another brand that I've been wanting to try, and I have gone to their site and like placed a giant order, but then haven't pulled the trigger because I got a bunch of stuff. But they do a lot of like dupe products, but they're not like, again, the most affordable thing like MCO Beauty. You know, they're mid-range price points for their dupes in my personal opinion. You know, we're not talking like a Catrice dupe or an e.l.f. dupe, but anyway, this is one of the Plump and Pout Plumping Gloss Sticks in Love Trap. It's really pretty red. If you guys know about my reds, well, it's like a berry rather. Shiny berries, shiny reds. I don't care what time of year it is. I don't know why, I'm fully obsessed. So this will be my first time trying beauty creations, probably in a product that I'm going to end up really enjoying. So that is everything for the Testing New Makeup. Let's move it along. Let's go over here and let's get into my everyday makeup drawer. Okay guys, I've switched everything around. Let's go through everything that I used for the month of September. Let's start off with primers. So I have the KARIM So Blown Clean Blurring Primer. It's nice. I don't think it's like my favorite. It separates often. You know, it's very lightweight and it never meshes with anything. I just don't know that it blurs like an awful lot. And if it does, it stays blurred, I don't know, like 2 hours and then it's done. It might be too lightweight of a formula. I don't think I necessarily want to like get rid of it yet, but I want to bring in some more blurring primers next month for Shop My Stash to see if I can find one that I prefer more than this and maybe make some decisions about getting rid of them because I just don't use primers that often. One that I have really been enjoying, and now this is like the second time I've pulled it back in probably, the mini Timeless Smoothing Primer Base. This I really see a difference, especially in my really textured areas. So this you have to kind of use in like a sparing amount because, you know, it's kind of on the drying side. I would say this is definitely great for like combo to oily skin. Have really been enjoying this, but I need to put it back. I need to try and decide if I want to keep some of my other primers. So I do want to rotate them in. I have not done a lot of rotation with primers in the past, but I want to start doing that to see if I even want to keep them. Now this one right here, these are bronzing drops and they're from KARIM. They're the Just Add Rays Glow Boosting Drops for face and body. You know, the thing with these are, I don't typically use them as like under the base products, like under foundation, and it's just so dang runny that it like takes time to apply. I used it like once in the month of September as like a bronzer. It's just not a product I reach for enough. And I don't see myself needing a product like this. I thought about like maybe using it as like an oil-based product for like my legs or something like that because I oil my legs quite a bit. But I have so many other body oils right now that I'm using that I would just like hate to hold on to this. This is just something that I can't find a use for, and I don't like using it on the face enough to keep it. So anyway, I'm going to declutter that. All right, let's go to eye products. So the Patrick Ta, these are totally discontinued. You know, in Patrick's fashion, he kind of drops things and sometimes he'll like yank them, you know, reformulate the highlighters. But these were the Make It Major multi-dimensional eye toppers, and It's Giving Rich. I bought both shades, but it's basically just a glitter. It's a loose pigment glitter. And then people were ragging on it so hard, and so he yanked them. They were gone in a couple of days. I don't think these suck at all. It's just a glitter. What's wrong with that? It's like a loose pigment glitter. You know, with loose pigments, you do have to like make them not loose before you apply them. Anyway, I used this with a pretty intense liner because that's really all I like to use, is just something to make the eyes sparkle and then use a liner. I think I'll put this back. I only used it once or twice. This I used once or twice too from Urban Decay. One of the new glazed liquid eyeshadows in Sugar Twist. I'm sorry if you guys can hear my daughter. You know, there's just other better products than this on the market. You know, it's fine in like a single layer, but like it does start to get a little bit chunky and crunchy. The applicator is fine now, but you gotta shake it. And then I'm like, well, what if you get really down there? And then what happens? Is it still gonna make it to the top? Like this product, if I shake this, is it still gonna get up there? So this ball is just slapping against this brush? I don't know, guys. It's not the best packaging in my personal opinion. I know what they were trying to do, but at the same time, a doe foot would have been just as effective. I am gonna put that back though. I pulled it out. I pulled it out on purpose. And these things, these eye products, I pulled in after I did this last month. They were just things that I wanted to grab quickly. This from Moira, I think I'll leave this one up here. This is one of the Super Hyped Liquid Pigment in A-List. This is one of my favorite like shimmery shadows. Moira's eye products are so good. If they do anything super duper well, it's that. This one I will keep up here, and I'll probably use with this right here, this multi-chrome liner, because I don't want something to stand out too much. So I'll keep this, I don't know, over here probably. I'm gonna refrain from pulling in any other eye products because I'm gonna show you guys I still have 30 palettes that I bought over the last 2 years that I still haven't tested. 30 palettes! So I have been making piles to go each month, and I usually do 5 palettes a month. That's how I like to test them. So I have a group that I will show you that will throw into my everyday makeup drawers for the month of October. Now let's go through the lip products. So this from Winky Lux is one of their flower petal lip oils. I wore this like a lot over just like a straight up liner. Like I needed something quick. It's good. I love the vanilla that it smells like, not florally at all. It's really nice, very standard lip oil that's just like extra. Oh look, you can see I put it over like a red lip. Very thin, but it's also kind of hydrating too. And even though it's quite thin, I feel like it lasts longer than some of my super duper thin lip oils. So I really enjoy this. I am gonna hold on to it, but it's gonna go back. Now this L'Oreal Intense Volume Matte in 482 Le Mauve. It's like a matte lip. It was a fairly new release, I want to say maybe last year, but I was like, do I even like this color or formula rather? And actually I really do. It's not a super drying formula. It does not emphasize lip lines. So I want to hold on to this, but I'm going to put this back because I wore it a bunch and then I threw this over it. I think I actually wore this like on its own once or twice, and then a couple of times I topped it with this. So beautiful. This one is old though. The L'Oreal Glossy Balm Tint thing. Again, I say this all the time. Like they don't put the name on this one and it's quite a long name. This one's in 302B Outstanding. It's just old. It's pretty, but it's like chunky now. The formula's just changed. It smells like hairspray. So I'm gonna throw that away. And then the Le Rouge Duo Ultra Tenue Gloss in the shade Soft Rose from Chanel. It is beautiful. It's a liquid lip that dries down. Then you wait for it to dry. On the other side, you have a brush tip applicator for a clear gloss. It is very beautiful. This is getting on the old side and it is about toast. So I'm gonna have to keep it up here and use it a couple more times because it's not gonna last anymore. There's not enough preservatives in this product. It's not even as old as some of my other lip products. And the not gloss side, the liquid lip side, is smelling a little. So I don't know, I want to use it to like 2 more times probably. Whatever I can get out of it through the month. And then this final one from Lunar Beauty is the lip gloss in the shade Aura. I feel like I was trying to pan this. Oh, this one's getting on the old side too. Like, I don't think I can take this out. I think I need to keep using it because I think it's gonna go pretty soon. So I'll keep those, but I'll still pull in a bunch more. Next, moving on to powders. All right, listen, I talked about this and saying that I really liked it, and I think it's an equivalent to the Huda Beauty powder. This is from About Face. It's the Curtain Call Satin Smooth Loose powder in Bow. This is amazing. Like, even for combo skin, if I use this, my skin is blurred, not too cakey. I'll use the Charlotte Tilbury setting spray and my face makeup will last all day. And this isn't like a super mattifying powder either. I have grown to really, really love this powder. I didn't like it as much as I do now when I initially tested it, but I think I still want to rotate in powders. You know, I do like this Matte Dreamer loose powder from W7 in Classy Cameo for an extra tint. This one is tinted and I think it only comes in like 1, maybe 2 shades. As far as I know, I think it only came in the 1 shade, but don't quote me. It's been so long since I bought this that I can't remember, or at least looked at this product online. You know, it's nice. It just, I don't even think it's as nice as the About Face. It doesn't play as well with setting sprays. It doesn't make me as blurred. It's pretty mattifying, but maybe not even as long lasting as like the About Face, for example. So I still want to hold on to it. Powders I feel like can go a long time, but I want to rotate in other ones. This one is also a nice love of mine, the Hourglass Press Powder, the Vanish Airbrush Press Powder in Translucent. I heard a lot of people say they didn't like this, and I think I like it because it's a little bit more mattifying. It offers a little bit of coverage, you know, it's a little bit longer lasting and maybe a heavier powder. That's why I like it particularly. So the 2 that I really enjoyed reaching for was Hourglass and About Face. Like, those powders I just kept grabbing. And then the Matte Dreamer one, I wasn't. You know, for the purposes of locking me down, those were the 2 that I was reaching for. Let's rotate her. Moving on to bronzers / contours. So a lot of these in here were ones that I was like, guys, we gotta make decisions. I gotta decide if I like them or if they're gonna go. Like, specifically these 3 right here. This was just to keep using. The thing is, I don't hate any of them. You know, if it were that I needed to make a decision to get rid of any one of them, it would be the one from Westman Atelier. It's the most pigmented and the most warm. This is the latest shade in Coupe de Soleil. This is the Beauty Butter Powder Bronzer. It's kind kind of hard pressed, but you can usually kind of break through it. And it doesn't look terrible like on my swatch, but it's the most warm looking on my cheeks. It's also the most pigmented, like I said, so it's definitely the most obviously like orange looking. For whatever reason, that's just how it comes out on my skin tone. But I can get away with it, so I'm just not convinced I want to get rid of it. There is one in here I will get rid of, but it's not going to be this one, so we'll put that one back. The one from Sicily, I talk bad about this all the time. I mean, I hate to do it because it's such a beautiful baked gelée formula. The problem is, Sicily's not a terribly inclusive brand. Now my daughter's screaming because she's playing video games. And this only comes in one shade. It's the Fido Touch or Fido Touch. I don't know how it's pronounced. Sun Glow Bronzing Gel Powder. Yeah, one shade. That's it. And so when the lady at Nordstrom at the counter sold it to me, I was like, there's only one shade? And she was like, yeah, it's supposed to be that you can customize depths for a multitude of skin tones. And I was like, that doesn't seem right ever. So anyway, I don't think it's the case. I don't think you can build this up. I think that it's nice because it has like a sheen to it, and even though it's kind of orange on the swatch, it's so lightly pigmented with a brush because of the formula that it is, that it does not come out intense on the cheeks. It looks glowy and natural. It's not too much. So I actually do enjoy this the more that I use it, and I don't know, the more that I kind of understand how I like to apply makeup in general and like what works for me and what doesn't. I do in fact enjoy this, but I still will talk shit that there's only one shade in that ridiculousness. All right, this one is the one I'm going to pass along. It's from M Cosmetics. It's the So Soft bronzer stick in the shade Summer. It's just older. You know, it's pretty pigmented and it's pretty deep. It's not bad though. This buffs out and looks not too intense on me once it buffs out, because you don't need a lot of product. So it looks more natural and like less stark than you'd think being the shade that it is, but it's older. And I keep going, I'm trying to use it, I'm trying to use it. And I've only gotten that far. I have too much, I really do. But because it's just on the older side, and because I do have to go in with a lighter hand, I think that it's just time. I want to show love to other ones, and I've had this one for literally years. It's one of the very first bronzer sticks I ever had. It might have literally been the first bronzer stick I ever purchased. And it doesn't smell. Like, I would continue using it, I think, but you gotta make hard decisions sometimes. It's so old. It was always one that was like a little bit tricky to work with. These days, I'm getting ready so fast, you guys. I don't got the time. Oh, I'm putting it in the wrong place. All right, if you know, you know, sir, ma'am, the Balm Desert Bronzer Blush Duo. This is still not going anywhere. It's the one bronzer that I reach for when I don't know what the heck else to grab. It is a rosy toned bronzer, basically, because it's a bronzer blush and it has like a tiny bit of sheen to it. Why is this still kicking? I can't even tell you. Why have I not panned it? I can't tell you that either. Also, it's pretty pigmented, so you don't need a lot of product. It's just the most beautiful thing on my freaking cheeks. You know, I'm kind of sad. Like, if I pan this or it goes bad, I know that it's been such like a target of mine to do, but I would be sad that this left my collection and would probably want to buy another. So anyway, that one always stays in this drawer. It doesn't go anywhere. It's quite literally, if I'm testing it, I don't got time. You know, I can't mess around. I'm literally rushing. This is her. I used this a ton in September. All right, this from Laura Geller is the Baked Bronze and Brighten and Fair. This is another like rosy toned bronzer that is great for fair skin. See, it's like almost like a blush. It's like perfect. I didn't use this enough. I used the Sicily, the Westman Atelier, and the M Cosmetics one so much because I was like trying to decide whether or not I wanted to keep them. And then I used the Cali Ray drops. So this one I already knew I liked. It was more that I wanted to get use out of it because I've literally never pulled it in to a testing, no, sorry, what am I talking about? Everyday makeup drawer. So anyway, this one is definitely gonna stay. We're gonna add some more to it, but that, for now, those two are going to stay. All right, the very final drawer down here are my highlighters that I didn't reach for a bunch at all. I didn't have a lot that I was testing, but the reason I didn't reach for them is because I was using a lot of shimmery blushes, and I will not like layer highlighter on top of a shimmery blush. It's too much. It's not necessary. I mean, that's kind of the reason those blushes are shimmery. So the ABH in Iced Out, look at that. Like, you can tell that I've made, like, it's hard panning. So I've used it a bunch, but man, you can't break this. Like, you barely need any product. It's just, how do you even ever pan something like this? 65 years? I think that because I didn't reach for these a bunch, I want to keep this one in here probably. Same with the Charlotte Tilbury Hollywood Glow Glide Face Architect and Moonlit Glow. I used this twice. I'm trying to remember. Once or twice, and that was pretty much it. The ABH one I used only one time. Again, I was like testing so many shimmery blushes, it wasn't happening. So this one from Ilia, I used August, the Light Shift Cream Highlighter in Glint. You know, I was saying that I wasn't sure that I liked it, so I wanted to keep it in here, but you know what, I really do like this. This is one of those products that is like more on the sheer side, but it dries down eventually and then lasts all day, and that is what I really like. I think that I had like one bad day of testing this and I was like, wait, do I even like this formula? Because I'm very picky when it comes to like a cream or a liquid highlighter. I think a lot of people are. So this one I did use again and I really, really enjoy this. And it's a newer product too, it's a newer release. The one that I am going to get rid of is the ColourPop liquid highlighter, and it's really good. It really is. The reason I'm getting rid of it is not because it's bad. This is called the Dewy Liquid Highlighter in Sugar Donut. It's a really pretty shade. The thing is, even though it is a good formula and it will lock down, it's just more on the sheer side, and it's not my favorite over other highlighters that are liquid. The thing is, liquids, like highlighters especially, over my bronzers, over my blush, they tend to turn for me a lot quicker, but you also don't even use that much product. So it'll last you a lot longer than a blush or a bronzer, for example. So I have to like narrow it down, or at least I feel like I do in my mind, that I need to get rid of the liquids and the creams in the highlighter category that I don't just love. I'm telling you guys, it is a great formula. It's just not my favorite. And I am afraid that if I try and use it too much, I'll ignore the other ones. That's my reasoning. Plus I have people to give it to. So, you know, it's never like it's going to waste. So if I don't love it, it's not going in the garbage. So those 5 eyeshadow palettes that I told you guys we're gonna pull in for the month, I will show you those at the very end. We're gonna do a shop my stash portion. We're gonna pick all the stuff very quickly, and then we come back up here and we swatch it all. And then at the very end, I will show you guys those eyeshadow palettes. So let's go. All right, you guys, let's start off with primers. We are going to do like a quick and dirty with this stuff because I took a look already and I know pretty much what I want to grab in. I'm going to try this face glue because this one's on the chopping block. I want to bring these bronzing drops in because remember last month, well maybe you don't, but if you saw that video, I said that I was going to try the Cali Ray ones, which we decided to declutter, and then I was going to try these ones in the subsequent month so I can test whether or not this is something that I like. But I think I like these better. They're not as liquidy. And then I'm going to bring in the e.l.f. mattifying primer. When I used this, I didn't have like any real noticeable change in my foundation or the wear, so this one's also kind of on the chopping block. And then like next month we're gonna probably do the Easy Blur, maybe the Grip. Like I'll just go through the ones that I have left. These two here are hydrating primers, and I'll pull these in. I can't even get them to go. Oh geez. I'll pull these in when it starts to cool down. I mean, we're really not going to cool down here in Florida until like November. So, I mean, maybe November, you know, sometimes it doesn't cool down until like December or like January usually. So anyway, I don't know if I'll pull these in until then. I'll probably keep these until I know that it's gotten drier. Same with this. I'll actually move this. That's a hydrating primer, even though it's a grippy one. But these ones over here are like a little bit more blurring and mattifying, and this is a very mattifying one. So I might pull this one in, the Easy Blur, and the other e.l.f. for next month. I just wanted to go through this quickly, like all my setting sprays, because I've been testing them a little bit more recently to decide like if I liked them or not. I don't know why this is all so blurry. You know, it's funny, I never really got the hype with this Charlotte Tilbury before. I was always like, you know, it's okay. But then recently I've been testing it and I noticed a big difference. And what I noticed with this is it is a hydrating setting spray that still makes my makeup last. It doesn't make me matte, it just makes the makeup stay. So I like it. I just noticed that I don't look dry with it. This one, you know, this is not like the most setting spray ever. It seems like it would be. Same thing with the one that has the sunscreen in it. Like, it's all right. This one is very nice for like fixing me when specifically I've powdered too much. And I know that it does a really good job at like making me look less disgustingly matte. The one I used recently that I just didn't like it didn't do anything, is this one right here. And the product settles. So this one I'm going to declutter. So these 4 I'll keep testing. 1, 2, 3, 4. for the month of October to see if I actually want to keep them. I'm not going to pull them in. I think that's like too much to keep up there. And because I sit right here, like I sit right here, I grab for this drawer like all the time, and I like to switch it up. I don't know what foundation I want to wear for the day, and I don't want to be stuck wearing just a certain foundation for the month. Like that, it just doesn't work for me like that. I'm looking for different things depending upon whether my skin feels dry or it's feeling extra oily. You know, sometimes it kind of changes depending upon the skincare that I'm using. So the foundation impacts the concealer because some of these shades aren't exactly the same, but also sometimes I'll go for a heavier concealer if I'm using a lighter foundation, and then vice versa. So anyway, the setting sprays will then change depending upon the foundation that I'm using. So I don't like to pull these in because the foundation, I never know. Anyway, I just wanted to get rid of that one, and then I know that I'll just keep testing these. This one's fine, but these are really, I think, where it's at for me, because I don't notice that this like makes my makeup last or really makes me matte. And if anything, I kind of feel like maybe a little bit dry. So okay, let's move on to powders now. I've built this little drawer up. This used to be so empty. Let's do, you know what? This one I'm always like, do I like it? Do I not like it? The Maybelline Fit Me. I don't know. Let's try that. Let's try the Easy Bake again, probably. Let's bring in the Lawless, and then let's do one loose powder. We'll do the Huda Beauty. This still has a lot left for being a mini. All right, you guys, I'm gonna do something I have never done before, which is pull in blush on top of blush that I have to test. I don't think I've ever pulled in any blush since I've been doing this. The last probably, I don't know, 15 months I've been doing these Shop My Stashes and everyday makeup drawers, but I don't have a ton of blush right now. I mean, I do. There's still a lot to test, but liquids, as I told you, they tend to go bad, and I tend to hold on to them without retesting them, so I don't know how I feel about them, and I generally just make decisions on decluttering them based on swatches that I do. I'm over it though. Like, there's so many good blush formulas. I hate holding on to things just for collection purposes. I do that with blush constantly, way more than any other category. So specifically in my like sticks and my liquids, I want to go ahead and pull in some that are chopping block, things that I'm not certain I really want to keep, and then older ones to see whether or not they're still good, and also if I want to keep them. We've got to pull in the Charlotte Tilbury matte blush wands. They still smell okay, but they tend to go bad so fast. These little puffies don't last that long, so I want to pull these in because they're over a year old at this point. You know, I need to pull in this ABH because I didn't really love the shade, even though I loved the formula. So let's pull that one in. I want to pull the L'Oreal Lumi Le Liquid Blush. I just don't know that I love this. I had 3 shades pretty much in different kind of formats, I would say, because there's the dewy versions and then there was like the glowy versions, and they were just like slightly different. But I don't think I love this metallicness, I think is kind of what it is. And I don't need to hold on to it if I don't love it. These ones for certain, I don't know that I love this shade, even though I liked the formula from Morphe, the Hot Shot, the blushes from Makeup by Mitchell, Made by Mitchell rather. You know, they're kind of like a whipped formula. I don't even think about reaching for these two. So I want to pull those in. My e.l.f. products usually go bad faster than a lot of my other products. The Halo Glow, that only has a 6-month shelf life anyway, and it went at 6 months, it stunk. These blushes are starting to smell. So, you know, I guess it's part of like, I would like to just get some more use out of it. The Lilac shade I absolutely love, but this one in Dusty Rose, or yeah, it is Dusty Rose. It's a little bit warm toned. It's a Dusty Rose shade, and I don't know. I guess I don't love that right now. I'm not using a ton of dusty shades, even though I've purchased a bunch. I don't know, I just feel like I'm gravitating towards pinkier blushes, and I have a ton, so I think that's actually really good. You know, next month, this drawer over here, I was looking at some of the creams, and I've done a pretty good job. I have a lot less creams than I kind of have like sticks and liquids in compacts, which is funny enough, but I've used a lot of these recently, and so I know that most of these are good. Some of these will go into the chopping block next month, but the ones that I like highlighted that I know, I mean, I see more too that need to go in. So I may, again, spend another month focused on this drawer. Because these ones from DD Signature, as much as I love DD, and I got these in PR, they're ultra pigmented. And I kind of feel like I'm grabbing for things that are just more sheer at the current moment. So I think that I'm pretty good with what I have now. Still could do more. But this month is definitely more about testing things for the sake of whether or not they're gonna stay. All right, highlighters is just looking crazy. These two I smelt and they smell funny, so I don't know, we'll pull them in and we'll see. I might try and use them, and if they don't work, I can pull in some other ones, but I'd like to use these before they go bad. I mean, more bad, just worse than they already are. You know what? I've been moving highlighters up here because I've just run out of room. I want to try this face palette from Iconic London that has a blush and a highlighter in it to see if I want to keep it. You know what? Should I do this one that has a bronzer and a highlighter in it too? I think this is just good for travel. I don't think I want to get rid of it. I'm trying to think of like, where else could I try and isolate some that could go if I don't love them? Because I love all of these highlighters. That's the thing. I have done a good job testing most of these to see if I like them. You know, like make sure 100%. You know, this one from Moira, like I literally can't remember. It's one of my newer highlighters. I can't remember how I feel, so we might as well just pull that in. All right, the bronzer drawer. I'm pretty sure I want to test these Cali Ray drops because again, I don't know if I need them. And then these ones from Iconic London, you know, they're metallic. I don't know if I like them. It's a good formula. I just don't know if I'm reaching for it a bunch. Let's bring in the Say, and I think that's it for bronzers. Okay, this is the first lip product drawer. This is like the one drawer I kind of didn't, or category rather, that I kind of didn't look at beforehand. Plus I have this. I'm gonna pull in 2 lip products. This is in Beauty Project and then one from Milk. These 3 from Merit are on the older side, and you know, Merit's clean beauty, so these aren't gonna last the longest, and even though they don't stink yet, they kind of don't smell the way that other products do that have that kind of like sweet smell to them. You know, you can kind of tell they have preservatives in them. These just smell like they don't. So I want to bring those in, and the matte formula I've had less time, and this has 0 smell to it, you know, not like gross, because those other ones aren't gross, but they don't smell great. This one from Pat McGrath has no scent to it, and there even might be a similar shade, but this is one of my oldest lip products, and it would be cool if I could try and pan it. You know, if I don't leave it there, I'll like never pan it. I'm not sure where I'm going. I'm just kind of like randomly grabbing ones that I think are just calling to me. That's kind of how I have to do it. The Gimme Glow Gloss. Oh my gosh, it's so good. It's a really nice shade and it's a really good formula. And then the Color Fetish Hydrating Lip Stains from Milani. Like, I think about this all the time and I don't wear it enough. It is very pretty. I swatched it right here. It's hydrating, but it does leave a really good stain. It's a really comfortable formula. So, oh, that smells so fruity. I hate that. I think this is probably good. You know, these lip oils from RMS, they're not my thing. Look at it. It's not, it's like hydrating and it's plush, but it has no tint. Like, I might just put this downstairs or put this in my purse or something. I'm gonna take it out of here though. Ooh, and like try and get some use out of it. I really am trying to like be extra. You know what? My Queen Cosmetics glosses. I need to decide whether or not I'm actually gonna reach for these or they're just gonna be pretty, I think. All right, I have a ton of stuff. Let's go back, let's swatch it, let's get organized. Okay, this is the most stuff I have pulled in for Shop My Stash ever. I am quite literally ready to make a dent and get rid of stuff if I don't like it. All right, let me sniff these ones again from Merit, because let's do the lip product stuff first. These are their signature lips, and these are like the satin finish. Yeah, they just don't smell like nothing. They smell like makeup, you know, not like crayons necessarily. I got all of these in PR except Baby, maybe, that I bought myself. This one is in the shade Fashion, which is a pretty nice like fall shade, even though it's not exactly fall. Well, no, it is fall now. Fall just happened, even though it doesn't feel like fall. And this is Baby, which is like a perfect pinky nude for me. Oh, I hate nudes, and there are very few nude shades that I think actually look flattering. I think these should go here because they tend to pull too warm and brown, and then millennial. And this one I think is on the pinkier side. Like, it's a good range. It's just that these are getting older, and honestly, there's no reason why I haven't reached for them. I swatched this one for you already, or I swatched it for myself, but yeah, it's a beautiful color in the shade 130 Rose Rising. It's a very rosy tone. I've been loving lip stains lately. They're honestly like on trend. The Give Me Glow one is in the shade I Melt for Mauve, and it's one of my best mauves ever because it's on the pinkier purple side. That's why I say that, because I'm just into mauves that don't lean warm. That happens a lot. The Queen Cosmetics glosses, they're gorgeously sparkly. The problem is they are very gritty. You can feel these on the lips. I mean, they're intense. They're like nothing else ever. I mean, you couldn't get more frosty than this, but they're kind of uncomfortable, I think. That one is in Astral Projection, which is like one of their more popular shades, and then a pinky one in Divine Aura. It's just about whether or not I really want to keep both of these. Don't know that I love this one as much as I love this one. The one in Divine Aura is, I don't know, extra pink with not enough base. I don't know, something about it just doesn't feel super right. I think I'll just put these over here because I don't like when they're like the tall ones in the short containers. And then we have the one from Pat McGrath. This is just like about pulling it in because it's older. You know, I love this formula. As far as a matte goes, because this is one of the matte trances, and this is in Flesh 5, which I don't know that she makes Flesh 5 anymore. I feel like I've had a hard time finding that one, but maybe not. It's just about getting use out of it before it goes bad. And then the Candy Apple Lip Oil from In Beauty Project is one of my favorite flavors or like scents. It's a little bit orange, but it smells distinctly like candy apple. So if I want something a little bit more sheer, slightly tinted, now these are also sheer. They're called the sheer lip oils. The Kush lip oils from Milk. This is the Orange Crush one. And I have had 3 of them total, but I've gotten rid of the other ones because I didn't like the scents. This one is amazing. It's like an orange sickle ice cream. That's what it smells like. So yes, please. I feel like next we should just do everything primers, which is kind of at the bottom, but the Power Grip Matte Primer. Again, there was just not a lot happening. I know a lot of people were saying that they found this really mattifying for them, but I didn't find it for me. Honestly, I struggle finding primers that really do anything on me. This felt awfully hydrating, to be honest with you. This one I've only used a couple of times, and again, I probably said in a speed reviews, like, I don't notice that this really makes my makeup last, even though it's kind of like glue and it's sticky, but I don't know. It's supposed to be grippy and supposed to make your makeup last. I don't know that it did that. Every year that I test makeup, I get a little bit better at paying attention to the little nuances of makeup when it comes to like primers and setting sprays. Let's do powders. So I've had this in the chopping block so many times, the Maybelline Fit Me powder, matte and poreless. This is another one that I've never gotten rid of, but couldn't find exactly what it did supremely well. Not a bad powder, but maybe not a standout powder. I'm gonna chopping block it also again. Same thing with the Huda Beauty Easy Bake and Snatch and Cupcake. Again, what does it do exceptionally well except hard pan? I don't know. I don't know if this is something that I need. When powders or any product doesn't necessarily do a bad job, it kind of stays because then I can't pinpoint like, well, is it good or great? No, it's just kind of in the middle of the road. And that's hard to let products like that go for me because it's not like they're egregiously bad. You know, it's kind of what I feel like. Get out of my collection. It's just a weird emotion. I don't know. It's a weird feeling. The Lawless powder, on the other hand, the Perfecting powder in Tutu, this I really do like. You know, this one, Allure Best of Beauty, it's mattifying. It's not too heavy. It offers a little bit of coverage. Oh, sorry. Tutu was part of a... I don't actually know that this one was part of the shade extension. She's had a couple iterations or a couple additional shade extensions to this pressed powder. And this one is like kind of pinky. I wouldn't say peach, but like pinky maybe. I do like this tone and I like the powder. The Huda Beauty Mini, I love this powder. You know, I wasn't over the hills for it. Over the hills, that's not right. Over the moon for it when it launched or when everyone else was loving it. But then the more I used it, the more I realized, oh my gosh, this isn't drying, but it does make my makeup last. The thing I don't like about it is the packaging. So usually I kind of take this and I'll dump some out and then use it that way. I really like the powder, but what really prevents me from using it is that it's in this small mini in this kind of component. I could just get the full size, but I don't know. I haven't. All right, let's actually pull the bronzing drops and put them up here because I do not want to set them down. Even though that's how they were in plastic and I would rather not like take the chance in that felt liner. So the Butter Glow Physicians Formula Bronzing Drops only came in one shade. It's the Mirror Mirror Butter Bronzing Serum, actually is what it's called, not bronzing drops. But it's thicker textured than the one from KARIM. So like, it was much easier to control and put on, but it was warmer toned than the KARIM one. This is just about whether or not it suits me, and I really need it. This one is really metallic from KARIM, the Sun Drip Skin Boosting Peptide Serum Bronzer. So it really truly is a bronzer instead of the bronzing drops that I got rid of. This one is a deeper shade, but like quite truly metallic. Little bit goes a long way, super pigmented, not on the sheer side at all. And they're both good. They're easy products to work with, way better than the bronzing drops because those are quite truly like mix-in products. But is that what I want? Do I just need one? That's kind of where I'm going with that. So both of those will stand up. Let's go through the couple of like bronzers that I have. So the Say, I just want to get more use out of. This was a shade extension. The Sun Melt Cream Bronzer in Fair. I had light and it was way too dark and way too orange, but the Fair one came out much more cool toned. Oh no, I had something on my finger. Oh well, it's okay. But like almost rosy. This one has a dewy finish about it. This one isn't super old in my collection either, so it's kind of one of those that's like, whoa, whoa. Get some more use out of that, girl. And then the Iconic London Bronzing Drops, Instant Sunshine Bronzing Drops. It comes in this like really weird thing. You twist the bottom, then you push it out of this like, oh, it's so cool. It really is cool, but it's very metallic and very deep. Oh, and that piece was not great. That top layer was kind of gross. Actually, this whole thing is like gross. Let me re-swatch that with something that hasn't been chilling in that tube for too long. And I need to clean myself up. There we go. There we go. It's all over my fingers now. Anyway, totally metallic, very pigmented, not sheer at all. Again, it's like 1, 2, 3. Do I need these? All 3 of these? This is like gold instead of the other ones that are bronzier. You know what I mean? Like, look how gold that is. I like it. Like, don't get me wrong. Those products like that are fun. And they're well done too. They serve a purpose. Whether or not they serve a purpose in my collection is the question. Not to say that I didn't really enjoy them and speak highly of them when they launched. It's just like, girl, are you really gonna use this enough? I have that stuff like in my fingernails now. Please hold. This is literally getting everywhere. Okie dokie. All right, those shall be the bronzers. Let's move on to the massive amount of blush that I pulled in. Now these Charlotte Tilbury ones, fabulous. The orange one went bad on me already, so I ended up getting rid of it. These two smelled fine. This one I've obviously used the most. The mauve one, Pillow Talk, yes. But you know, these don't last long. And then they get all clogged up. I don't know. You know, they're good for such a short period of time. They're just not worth $42. Not that they're not a great formula, but I don't know. You know, could we not just like do a doe foot that makes the product last? I don't even think I can get this out, you guys. I think this is like just clogged. I've done this in the past where I have squeezed these things and exploded them because I've squeezed them too hard. I think I just gotta say goodbye. Like, it's such a shame. I should just cut this open. But then if I cut it open, I don't own anything to put it in. Like, should I get something off of Amazon? Maybe that's what I'll do. I'll get something off of Amazon and squeeze them into there. You know, like something like a clear thing with a lid, because I don't own anything at my house like that. I mean, like, that's what we should all be doing with these dang things. Some of you might already be doing that. Look, this one I can't squeeze either. They get clogged and it's trash. Look at the dryness of that swatch. It's not working. It's not. Before I leave the room, I'll go and buy those things. All right, e.l.f. Camo Liquid Blush in Boldface Lilac. This already has kind of a scent to it, which is oh my God. I've been talking for too long. It is such a shame because this Boldface Lilac, it doesn't have like a lot of white base to it. It doesn't have a lot of white pigment. So it stays pretty truly lilac, and it's a pretty decent formula. I find this one is not too pigmented. And the other one in Dusty Rose, this one may go. You know, again, they don't smell the greatest. I had 2 different shades to begin with. I had Dusty Rose and then I had a really bright pink shade, and I was like, oh gosh, like a fuchsia color or something like that. It was not good. So this one is older. This one in Lilac is newer. I ended up getting that later. So actually those are really pretty. Like, look how not too pigmented they are. I'm telling you, I've been talking too long. The blushes in Peach Sugar, you know, these are a little bit different. They're a whipped texture, a little bit more on the pigmented side, but they're not the same kind of dewiness. They're more like like a natural finish, and they're not bad. Like I really do enjoy these. The highlighter and the bronzer, like I like them all and they're pretty similarly formulated. You know that they're kind of this like whipped thing. This shade though in Shy Boy, is a little too much for me. I don't usually go for these pinks that have more red in them. This is just a weird color for me. So I might get rid of both, or I might just get rid of the Shy Boy shade. All right, this formula I love, the Hot Shot Blush Drops from Morphe, but I don't like the shade. So a couple of times I went in store to pick up a different shade, but stopped myself. Although my favorite formulas, I do go back and I buy extra shades, or sometimes we'll replace them with something that I like. This is a little bit more on the sheer side. They're blush drops, but they do dry down. They're just a little bit dewy and glossy. I don't know, I really enjoy that. When it gets to me, it's so much brighter though. I think it's like too bright sometimes. Same thing with the ABH and Hibiscus. You know, the shade range in this is not great either. I've gone back to try and find other shades in this serum blush, and I never find one that I really like. This is more of a like a matte finish, a soft matte finish. Even though it's called a serum blush, it dries down and it's more like a popsicle stain. You know what? There's no way I'm gonna be able to wear this or dial it down unless I mixed it in with something. And honestly, it dries down too stark for me to really enjoy this color this way. I'm gonna declutter this. I never grab for shades that bright pink. This looks like it's turning two different colors. The Lay Liquid Blush in the shade Glowy True Rose. Now I prefer the glowy ones instead of the dewy ones, but they're more metallic. The reason that I do is because they're a little bit of a drier formula. They just dry better, I guess. The other ones kind of lifted a lot of the foundation underneath. The thing is with the glowy ones, they are metallic. So the other two I got rid of because they were lifting the heck out of my foundation, but this one I held on to. But again, is this more like a blush topper, you know, because it's so metallic? I don't know that I love that lot of blushes at all. So that's a lot going on here, in addition to all the other stuff that I have to test. But I am so happy to be bringing in blush from my own collection, because I'll grab for it on a daily basis when I want like a particular shade or a particular formula, but I'm usually testing so much that it's intermittent. I'm doing a lot of testing, you know? I gotta slow down on that. Let's move on to highlighters now. So let's see if these even come out. This one from Charlotte, this one's actually still coming out. Like the thing isn't toast, even though it looks absolutely disgusting. Let's give it a go for one more month and then it's gonna leave. The one from Tarte is in the shade Pearl Glow. Now these puffies usually stay, the ones from Tarte, because I've had this in every formula, highlighter, blush, and bronzer. They usually stay for like longer than the Charlotte do, as far as like how they continue or how long they continue to function. Both of these are really pretty and they're different colors, but they're like exactly the same formula. I know it's like not focusing on my hand, it's like over here. Anyway, these are absolutely fabulous, but these are gonna be one more month of use and then they're gonna have to go in the trash. I don't think they're gonna be like the blushes, they just don't smell as good. For whatever reason, highlighter turns on me quicker than a liquid blush ever did. All right, this one from Moira is the Glow Show liquid highlighter in the shade, I wanna say the shade was on this part of the sticker and it's not there, which is unusual for Moira. You know, I don't know that I loved this shade. It's flippy and I'm not usually into like a flippy highlighter. I think I really like this formula, but it's like a shifty kind of champagne to pink. I don't know why, I don't love the way that those look on me. So that'll be a chopping block one. So will this one from Iconic London, the Duo. You know, I saw pictures of this online so many times on Sephora, probably on the sale page. So I really wanted it because I do like Iconic London products for the most part. It's baked and it's really pretty. I just have better formulas. You know, they don't pick up a lot with a fluffy brush because they're a stiffer baked formula. Not all baked products are stiff. And also this highlighter shade was a little gold and I don't like it. So I liked the blush better than I liked the highlighter on me. I just remember I traveled with it and I was like so underwhelmed at the lasting power and like how much I was having to build up to get it to show up on me. So we'll chopping block that one also. You know, I want to move these liquids up front so I can see them better, to really remind myself, you know, when the drawer is closed that I need to use them. So that's what I'm gonna do. I have never had my testing new makeup be so much before. All right, the final thing that we have to go through are the eyeshadow palettes. So let me grab those and then we will wrap up. Okay, so I told you I had 30 palettes left and I want to pull in 5 for the month. I had set these aside, like I knew that I was going to pull these ones in. I kind of like make piles. I only have 1 palette from Sugar Drizzle. It's the only one I've purchased and I've not tried the formula, and I think I got this in 24. I mean, it could have been the end of 23, really. It's the Snow Bunny palette. You know, it's like a spring palette in like a winter theme. I have swatched this, but I have not used it. It's interesting color story. You know, like there's this grayish green color. You know, it's a duochrome, so it like flips gray to green. There might be some other colors in there, but isn't this like more spring than you'd think? Like Snow Bunny, it's kind of like a winter theme. But some of these shimmers look delish. And you've got that one in the middle that is like the multi-shades. Now, I have swatched shades like this in the past and then gotten them to my eyes like that, but mostly I just kind of swirl it all together. You know, that's kind of the fun of it. And then 1 palette from Salem Cosmetics in collaboration with Sassy Fairy, In My Dreams. This is definitely more of a fall theme, like color story, because it's like a deeper, I guess that's kind of what I'm getting at. Like it's mostly deep tones, like 2 what I would consider mid-tones and only 1 light. So, you know, one's going to be a little bit harder for me to kind of put together. It's very purpley, and I don't do purples super duper well. I don't find that purples for me on my face look super wearable to the office, you know, but I might, I don't know, match a shimmer and then go really light with a matte. I need to use this. I think this is 1 of 2 palettes that I have from Salem Cosmetics, but I haven't tried either one of them, or this is the only one. Oh, here's the second one. Dude, like I'm looking right at it. Okay, there were 2 palettes from Salem, so I was remembering correctly. Grunge Life. This is very fall themed. Very, very fall. Look at that. It's like the perfect fall palette. You've got your lighter tones, like transition shades, like mid-tones, and then very deep black shade, which looks absolutely fantastic. And some really nice different shimmers. You've got some flippy duochromes in here, 1 chunky one. You know, there's some nice stuff. These look pretty hard pressed though. They look a little bit different than this palette. Like the matte shades, they definitely look a little bit more hard pressed. Plus I have swatched them and they're all a little desaturated. Besides the distortion, the black shade is not as desaturated as the other mattes. Guys, I've had these for so long and they're like leaking in here, but perfect for right now. The Classic Autumn eyeshadow palette from Dee Dee Signature. I don't even know if she makes these anymore. That's how long I've had them. Look at this. Delicious. Oh, this is one of the newer ones with like the different packaging, so this one hasn't leaked. Dee Dee Signature, I'm sorry, Dee Dee stepped it up. Like her shimmers are delicious. Some of her palettes have ranked my highest in ranking videos. These mattes are just, they're so fabulous. They're fabulous. And you have a corresponding matte with a corresponding shimmer. You know, I don't know if I do the eggplant with the squash shade, but you could. Or you could do this one with this one. You know, you can move them around and you can like add these 3 shades together, or the red with the black. Like there's a lot of different things you can do with this. I've just held on to this for so long and kept saying, okay, I'm gonna wait for fall. Well, it's fall. And then I have the Neutral Wonder eyeshadow palette. So Classic Autumn, Neutral Wonder. They're very similar packagings, but again, older palettes. I know she's updated her logo. I don't know if she even has these in her collection anymore. This is the one that has just leaked insanely. These are like, I think a little bit different style packaging. Like maybe not, maybe it is the same. Anyway, you still get that gradient though. And you get, the lights are up so bright in here. You do get that gradient and you get that like multi-chrome or duochrome right here. It's just shifty and beautiful and you can pair lots of different things together. But a lot of my oils have leaked out, so I hope these shimmers are not like super dry. Anyway, these will go on my desktop. I usually try and bring in 4 or 5 palettes into the month. I'm going to keep doing that every single month until I have tested all of the eyeshadow palettes. I hope that you guys enjoyed today's video. I love doing these. They're so fun. They're good for me. You guys typically say you love looking into my collection and the swatches and the mini reviews and all that stuff. So if you guys aren't currently subscribed, I'd love to see you subscribe so you can stick around, you guys. I'm out of here and I hope to catch you all in my next video. Bye guys.